Hey, it's Adele from Keto Road to Victory. Alright, so part two. Um, this is about the high cholesterol and the good cholesterol going down and the bad cholesterol going high. Um, so if you found that you started the ketogenic diet and all of a sudden your labs dropped and then they went back up, um, that is where I'm sitting at right now. So I did not, unfortunately, do the Ken Berry 10-minute, um, e-visit. What I did is I went and researched it a lot, and I found a really good video kind of blog thing. Dave Feldman for cholesterolcode.com. Again, that's cholesterolcode.com. Um, I believe I'm a hyper responder. My labs are not to the point where they want to put me on a statin or anything like that. But what I did was is I got rid of the doctor that went on a rant, um, and I went to a new doctor today, and I pretty much just told him like I just want a doctor that's going to work with me. I'm not going to stop eating this way. There's just too many benefits. The good versus the bad is just too great. And he was completely okay with it. He's like, I've lost 2 pounds in the last week or so. But he's like, you've lost 82 pounds, your PCOS symptoms are getting better. And, he just kind of was like, he did kind of try to steer me toward leaner cuts of meat, but I told him that's not really how the diet works. I don't know if he's just low carb or how he operates, but I know that he has other um, patients that work in my office, and those patients are actually the people that got me started and started giving me information, and that started this whole journey in the first place. So I am extremely grateful to them. So I decided to try their doctor, and he went through kind of what was going on. He's like, nothing is, alarming, and you don't have like high risk. I'm not high risk because my parents haven't, had heart attacks or anything like that. And, my brothers and sisters are younger than me, so obviously. But he's going to go through some panels and stuff with me. I really enjoyed this doctor. He listened to me and was very open minded and was like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, your potassium, because I told him I was taking fish oil to try to get my good cholesterol up. And he was like, well, you don't need to, but if you want to keep taking it, go ahead and keep taking it. It's not going to hurt you. And then I recently had started a potassium citrate supplement because I thought maybe it would help me get my energy back that I had in the beginning. Um, and the other doctor had prescribed vitamin D because she figured because I was doing this diet that I was vitamin D deficient, and we had to be superstar athletes to do this, and you had to have a whole regimen. So she prescribed vitamin D and the fish oil and like a one a day vitamin for women because I was probably lacking in this and lacking in that. And he's like, are you taking these things? And I was like, no, but she recommended them. And he was like, well, actually, it's not really proven that it's going to be of a benefit to you. We'll go ahead and do a panel on, like your electrolytes if you want me to monitor that, but it seems like you're doing really well right now, and I'm, like you said, you want me to work with you, and that's completely 100% fine with me. And then he told me some big, like, the big three that you could do to raise your good cholesterol. And one of them, which I did not know, was smoking. So I guess it lowers your good cholesterol. I did not know that. But that's the next phase in my journey, to get my body healthy and then to quit smoking. So I'm going to switch to vaping, so it doesn't have all the carcinogens in it, and then slowly wean myself down off the nicotine amount that's in the vape. I know the stigmas and all the stereotypes of people that vape, but the pills and the patches and stuff just don't work for me. The other one is exercise. I have been steadily increasing that. I think I will start to do at least 10 to 15-minute walks at night. My son seems to really enjoy them because we kind of get to talk just one on one, me and him. And I don't mind walking um, at all. So that was number two. And then the third one, oh yeah, saturated fats. He's like, he really, like what's a typical meal? And I was telling him that, um, he's like, what's your typical breakfast? And I was like, oh, I don't eat breakfast because I don't naturally wake up and eat right away. It's just whatever. But that's actually been to my benefit, because that is a part of intermittent fasting, which is having like a food eating window. I don't follow it 100%, like a 5 hour eating window or whatever, but I naturally only eat once a day. And I was telling him this, and he's like, paired, because he was saying that increasing the times you eat can jumpstart your metabolism, which is not really been proven. And he's like, are you hungry? If you only eat once a day, I was like, nope, I'm satiated. So he's just like, wow, hmm, that's blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah. So then he was asking me like what I eat, and I told him that one of our snacks at work is summer sausage and cheese, hard block cheese. And he's like, okay, so like your bacon and your summer sausage and like brats and like stuff like that. He's like, those are a lot of saturated fats. Those would be another factor to kind of, show that that will keep your good cholesterol down and your bad up. So after watching some videos from Dave Feldman, I kind of think that there should be a different bracket for people that are on ketogenic diets. I would be really curious to do a stress test, um, and I would be really curious to do a calcium score, but I'm not wealthy. And I haven't pushed a doctor far enough to have them do that. I'm pretty sure that I could have gotten the doctor I just had. I'm almost positive I could have pushed her to the point of putting me on statins or trying to, and then me being like, no, do a stress test, do a calcium score and go from there. And I don't have the best insurance. So I love when my batteries die. Um, I don't know if I'll edit this part out or not, but okay. So I keep looking ball headed, and I tend to talk like this. So I'm trying to correct that. So I'm going to have a little bang and um, try to show my upper teeth instead of my lower teeth, looking like I don't have any upper teeth. So, anyways, also I'm going to smoke a cigarette, and I apologize, but um, working on it. So, back to what I was saying, which I forgot, was about my new doctor, and that they were saying to stay away from like summer sausage and um, bacon and brats. Now, he said that eggs are okay, which maybe I'll switch back to eggs. I haven't been eating a lot of eggs in the last couple months, or like last 2 months or so. So I think maybe I'm going to start doing boiled eggs and cut back a little bit on the summer sausage, but I'm not 100% sure um, what I'm going to do. Because after watching the videos and kind of researching, Dave Feldman has a lot of information out there, and it just makes sense to me. I like fact check things, but I also have common sense. Like, I have common sense, so I feel like, as long as it makes sense to me and it can be proven in other ways, I'm pretty much going to believe it. So he was just saying that, um, about lipotology, about your lipids, and those, that form of medicine or that particular field is would be conducted by a lipologist. Um, and they were just, saying of how it's only a snapshot of so much and things like that. And if I wanted those scores to improve, I could technically trick the system by eating as much dietary fat as possible in the 3 days prior to the lab. Um, and coconut oil and like certain, the MTCs, or the medium chain triglycerides. So they're easily they go through your system a lot faster than the long chain ones, which is the other types of fats. So you don't want the medium chains or the MTCs. You want full good fat and just eat as much as you can until you can't eat anymore, which I'm like. Anyways, so for the first 3 days, or the 3 days prior to the fasting lab. I am going to try this, and I will let you guys definitely know if that's like a trick for the system. Um, I don't want to be necessarily tricking the system, but um, I don't want my cholesterol to be a concern to doctors, even if they don't know and they haven't read up on this. I want to prove it by actions. So I want to be able to eat like I normally am eating and show them with my labs and with those things. That's why I was so angry that my last labs had gone up a little bit. They still weren't as bad as um, when I first got them drawn before I started the ketogenic diet. But they did go up from when they were down, and the doctor wasn't complaining then. But then they went up a little bit, and she flipped out. So I'm really happy with my new doctor, and I am going to, because smoking is one of the top ones. I am gonna, when I start vaping, because I asked him, I was like, he's like, well, smoking is one, and I said, is it the nicotine that makes the bad cholesterol go up, or I'm sorry, makes your good cholesterol go down, or is it the carcinogens in the cigarette that do it? And I liked how he responded, and he basically said there's not any data out there that would push me either way, which to me, because he said it a couple times, he was like, the research of this isn't profound enough for me to make a decision either way. Makes me think that he reads. Makes me think that he keeps up. He didn't just get his doctorate, and then, practices for a couple years. That's why it's called practicing medicine, because they're practicing. They have to evolve, they have to keep up. And if they don't, you're just going to get a doctor that's going to be stuck in their ways, and they think they know more than you. And they do, but to the extent of, you have to keep up. And I know it's a lot, you know, but it makes me feel like this new doctor um, keeps up, and is watching his patients and learning from them. And so I was like, okay, well, we're about to find out. And he's like, okay. He's like, yeah, definitely. You know, so I'm gonna try. Oh, chipmunk! I'm gonna try the exercising. Um, I'm going to try to cut the carcinogens out. Um, and vape for a little bit, and see if that in turn helps my good cholesterol go back up. He said he'll do an electrolyte panel, so we will get that. But I am very satisfied on my decision to go to this new doctor after doing a little bit of research, and he's, you know, he's awesome. He just kept saying, I have no problem with what you're doing as long as it's causing, healthiness, and you want to work with me, and I will work with you. I will work with you if you choose to continue eating like this. And that's exactly what I needed to hear. So victory, I'm down 82 pounds um, since May 1st of 2018. And just a little bit of sad news. My co-conspirator is probably dropping out of the game. Um, she's moving back to a horrible, horrible town in Wisconsin, but I won't say the name of it. But she's moving back there, and she doesn't think that she can maintain continuing doing the keto diet. Um, I don't know if that's just a personal choice, because I know if she wanted to do it, she could. Um, and I want this to be more inspirational so that you keep going. Just stick in there. It's more of a kind of a family thing that she doesn't have her family do it too. She has two young children and a husband that aren't ketogenic. They don't eat that way. In my household, I cook. I'm the one cooking. So either you eat this delicious food or you don't. That's it. That's your choice. Um, I do allow my son to have milk and sometimes bread, but I do see that he starts acting out severely due to his condition when he gets carbohydrates. He is aware that I believe that it's the carbohydrates that are making him crazy. Um, so instead of like um, his rewards or what he gets because he doesn't get an allowance, but he still has like chores and stuff he has to do. He will, before it was like, let me get $5 here, let me get $5 there, and now it's like, let me get a carb, like let me get a cookie or something or whatever. So that's fine with me. But we will be very sad, so it might just be me. But I will continue on this journey until I'm at my goal weight, which I'm 5'7", and I think I want to be right around 150, 170. I started out at 305. I'm down to 223. Yeah, 223. So, like I said, that's 82 pounds. I got a couple more to go. I am very proud of myself, but I don't see going back to eating carbs. Um, in excess like that, or like processed carbs. So I hope that this video is good part two. I will continue doing them. Thank you guys so much. If you like the video, don't like the video, actually I'd like you to click like and subscribe. And if you hit the little bell, then every time that we have something new that comes out, or there's something, a question that I want to answer or tell you guys about my journey or about Heather's journey, it will pop up if you click the bell. So I'm going to smoke this cigarette and try to do all my bills today. So have a good day. Bye.